Hey folks, this is Paul here. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. And if you've been seeing some of my videos before, welcome back. I'd like to talk a little bit about this guitar, a classical guitar that I'm holding here. This guitar, I don't play classical generally. I haven't played classical. I've never played classical guitar. I play acoustic, electric, bass, but I've never played classical guitar. And it's something you really have to work at. But I can pluck out a couple of noises with it anyways, because it's still a guitar. And you can still play it like a guitar. Anyways, this guitar, I want to tell you the story behind this guitar, because that's what this channel is all about. It's about guitar stories. It's about talking about guitars and guitar stories. Just before last Christmas, I was in one of the pawn shops in my local neighborhood, and I saw this guitar hanging on the wall, and the price tag on it was $80. And I thought to myself, well, $80, classical guitar. And I was interested in it because I don't own a classical guitar. And I thought, well, it might be good to have in the repertoire in case I do a recording of a piece and I want to have a classical guitar nylon string instrument. $80. Who can go wrong with that? So in further looking at the tag on the guitar, it also said it came with a hard case. And I thought, really, a hard case alone is worth more than $80. So anyways, I was pondering whether I should get the guitar. And then I looked into the sound hole, and there's a label in here, and I'll put it on the thumbnail of this video. But it says, made by Macario, Briseno, April 1978, Kansas City, Missouri. So I said, well, not only does it come with a hard shell case and it's a decent classical guitar for $80, but also reading the inside label made me realize that this is an American-made guitar, and it's a rare guitar. It's a vintage guitar because it was made 48 years ago. So I paid the $80 and got out of there and took it home. And one of the first things I did was I Googled the name Macario Briseno. And I saw a couple of listings on Reverb for it. And also there was a Facebook listing from a luthier in Lawrence, Kansas, whose name is Jim Baggett, B-A-G-G-E-T-T, and he's a well-known luthier in the Kansas area. And he is the proprietor of Mass Street Music in Lawrence, Kansas. So I looked at his website and I got his email address, so I sent him off a quick email, and I sent him some pictures of the guitar, and I asked if he could shed some light on the guitar or the builder or give me some additional information. And I was also, interested in if he had any general idea what the value of the guitar might be. So anyways, here's the email that he sent me back. He said, yes, Macario was a friend and a big influence on my entering into what has been my life's work. He was a self-taught guitar maker who just bought the Sloan Classical Guitar Construction book, and he set up a small shop in his basement in Kansas City. He sold guitars to the classical guitar community in the area for about $400. There's nothing fancy about what he did, but he was just a good craftsman, and whatever he did, he had a very steady work ethic, and I spent many days in his shop, just sharpening tools and enjoying his company. The finish on your guitar is just simple spar varnish that he brushed on from a small can of Dutch Boy spar varnish from the hardware store. Again, simple, but so lovely and long-lasting. I see one of his guitars from time to time, and it brings back good memories. So few show up, I'd only be guessing at the value, but I feel $1,000 to $1,500 would be about what I'd expect to see. Thanks for the good memories, Jim Baggett. So I was glad to get that from Jim on that one. And further looking up about Mr. Briseno, he also, one of his apprentices was Paul Jacobson, who was a very well-known luthier, and he passed away about a year ago. But he made a lot of classical guitars, and he also was an apprentice in Mr. Briseno's guitar building operation. So this guitar is a nice instrument. Now, when I did buy it, I noticed it does have a pretty good crack on the top here, but the crack looks at some point like it's been professionally repaired. I put a flashlight in there and I can't see any light coming through, and I can notice that there's some type of glue. I don't know if it's hide glue or just regular wood glue in there, but the crack has been, looks like it's professionally done, and it's sealed and it's closed up pretty good. So it's got that little crack, and that's probably one of the only flaws, other than some minor cosmetic things here and there. But to tell you a little bit about the guitar that I've been able to ascertain from my own knowledge of guitars, it looks like it has a red cedar top. And as Jim mentioned in his email, he put this varnish on with just a simple Dutch Boy varnish that he, put on himself. And it's long lasting, so it's got a very nice finish to it, and it's nice color. And it has red cedar top, and looks like it's definitely Brazilian rosewood on the sides and the back. And you can see this little inlay work here. And I don't know if I'm guessing that the neck is perhaps either mahogany or it might be also Brazilian rosewood. But these are good quality wood materials, and I can only imagine that when Mr. Briseno picked out these woods from his own sources, wherever he got them from, and he spent a lot of time, choosing carefully what he was going to build his instruments in or with. It has an ebony fretboard and also has an ebony bridge. I looked at the back of the neck, and it may be difficult to see, but there is what, if you were playing a Fender guitar, you would call that a skunk stripe. But we know that classical guitars, because there's less tension from the nylon strings, they don't have the need for a truss bar. So when I looked, the reason why this is in here, it's apparently, it's probably a piece of ebony that was just inserted in there to provide a little extra strength and stability to the guitar neck. So that's what that is. And this is a nice quality instrument, and it comes with a case, and maybe one day I'll learn to play some more songs on it. And playing regular acoustic guitar songs just doesn't do justice to a classical guitar. So this is my story of how I came across this 1970s vintage American-made with love by a luthier named Macario Briseno in Kansas City, Missouri, back in the day. So I hope you like the information that I shared about this guitar, and I'd be interested to hear what you think about it, or maybe you have an idea what the value of this guitar is. I don't know, I might sell it someday, but I just wanted to talk about this guitar and how I came across it. So sometimes it's worth it to go to a pawn shop, and I didn't know what I was getting at first, but it looks like I got a nice instrument at a very, 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 very reasonable price. So thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please drop a comment, like and subscribe, and I'm trying to put out some more content as we go along. So anyways, thanks for watching. Take care.